I don't understand. I swear a second ago I was not standing in the middle of the road. Wait, where am I? I don't recognize any of these buildings, and this is not making any sense. I know this is not where I was. I mean, my hometown is small. I know every inch of it, and there is no possible way I'm home. Oh! Someone is coming down the street. Maybe he can help me. That's weird. He looked right at me when I spoke to him, but he turned and ran off with his friends down the street. They all took off around the corner, but they were gone by the time I got to them. Maybe I can find someone around here who can tell me where I am. Maybe if I walk down the street, I'll see something familiar. Oh my god. Oh my god, what just happened? I can't, oh my god. I need to refresh my thoughts. Okay, so I found this woman walking her dog, and she was going the same way as me. I called out to her, but she didn't answer. So I ran behind her and touched her arm. When she turned around, it was like I was seeing double. I could see her just fine. Her earbuds fell out when she turned around, but what was a superimposed vision of herself seemed to be standing there with her, and as I watched, the second version of her started aging. I jumped back as she screamed, and the effect vanished, and then she ran. What is going on here? I need to find a police station. Surely they can help me. If I had my phone, I could just call my sister. I guess I left it wherever I was before this happened. Hold on. Where was I before this happened? I remember waking up this morning to my cat jumping on my head. He always does this when he thinks I slept too long. I was planning to go to the mall with my friends to get a birthday present for my sister. Did I go? Yes, I am sure I did. I remember getting a beautiful snow globe with a ballerina in it. It's set on an ornamental silver base, as she loves the ballerinas. But she thinks she's too clumsy to actually be one. I know we left, I remember driving home, but I don't remember actually getting home though. But how did I get here? There's no town between where I live and the mall. I know this isn't the city where the mall is, because it's too small, but in the time I've been trying to work all this out, I've reached, at least what I believe, is the edge of town. There's a school here. It says Bedford Elementary School. I don't know any town named Bedford anywhere near where I live, though I can figure this out. So there's a playground here, and I can sit and gather my thoughts. But where is everyone? It's Saturday afternoon, but I've only seen a few people. Wait, is that a person hiding behind the corner? I've been sitting on the swing for what seems like an eternity, and I spotted, the guy I spotted, he hasn't exactly moved an inch. So either he's really bad at hiding, or he wants me to know that he's there. And after what happened with the dog walking lady, I'm a bit afraid to talk to anyone else. I see it was just a stressful situation that caused the hallucination. It was really weird though. I can either leave and try to find a police station, or confront this mystery person following me. Though for some reason that idea doesn't appeal to me. But since I don't see any payphones on the way here, I don't really see any other option but to talk to the hider. As I stand up, the person steps out. What is this? It's a guy, I think. He's wearing pants, no shirt, average height and muscular, but his skin is abnormally gray. And that's not even the worst part. His eyes are red. And I don't mean the bright red of an albino without iris pigments, but a darker red that almost seems to blend into his skin color. He's staring at me. I have to look away, but that's when I notice his mouth. A tiny squeak comes out as I try to suppress a scream. The corners of his mouth go all the way back, almost to his earlobes. We've been standing like this for a while. He just stares at me. Then he starts to smile, and all I see is a row of sharp teeth. When he smiled, I stumbled backwards, tripping on the swing, and fell to the ground. The pain momentarily distracts me from the horror before me, and I started to skate backwards as he moves toward me. I didn't make it very far, though. Before I knew it, he was standing in front of me, and for a moment I was not sure what to do, and Then I realized he was holding out his hand. He has thankfully stopped smiling. A short nod indicates he's telling me it's safe to take his hand. Seeing no other option, I take his hand and suddenly I hear what sounds like a faraway wind tunnel. His voice comes through softly at first, but much louder. "Can you hear me?" A voice inside the tunnel is coming. Or at least I think it is. Yes. I think. I'm not sure if you can hear me. He pulls me up, but doesn't let go of my hand. "Good. We have to be touching to communicate," he responds. What's going on here? It's hard for me to correlate this monster before me with the friendly voice I'm hearing in my head. "You must be new," he seemed to sigh. "I'm sorry to break this to you, but you're dead." We walk down the side of the street, and he explains what he knows. His name is Mark. He woke up one day in a field nearby. He doesn't know how he died, but the person who found him assured him that he did. Mark calls this person Andy. He says Andy brought him to a house that he's taking me to. It's an abandoned house that the city just hasn't really got around to tearing down yet. It was there that Andy told him what they were. As far as he knew, they don't have a name, and most did not wake up in populated areas like I did. Other psychopaths have passed on what knowledge they have discovered through the centuries, but no one knows how many of us there are. And as far as Mark says, besides me, Andy is the only one he's actually known. I ask him where Andy is, and his only answer is he's gone. We've been holding hands to communicate, and he holds my arm up. It looks so bright against his gay skin. We have to go up the steps of the house, and he stands me next to the front door. It's an old two-story house with no real defining features. It has a glass door in front of its regular wooden door, and I can see my reflection in the glass. My jaw jumps in reflection, revealing a row of dangerously sharp teeth. I stare at my very normal-looking arm and back at my reflection. How? Mark informs me that we all look like this. You look normal to yourself, but your reflection will show what you see to others. So, no wonder why that boy ran off, and why the woman screamed. I'm hideous. The woman! I ask him about the double vision, and he explains it's how we take life. A touch to a normal person, and you see their soul age. If I touch them long enough, their soul crumbles into dust and they die. I can't do that! I almost scream at him. Mark only sighs again. It's the only way to find peace. Take 100 souls and you disappear. Andy thought that must mean you finally get to move on. I asked him if he's meant Andy moved on, but he said no. Andy went to the bigger city to take his lives. That's why Mark is here. As far as he can tell, he's been the only one like this for a month, and he also doesn't seem keen to take a life. But suddenly there's a pounding on the door. "Police!" someone screams. Mark looks at me. These two people I ran into must have gone to the cops. He yanks me to my feet and runs into the back door. Throwing open the door, he shoves me inside and follows. Immediately, I run into another officer. Of course, there would be one in the back. When I run up to the cop, I grab his arm to steady myself. The devil vision comes immediately. Mark tries to push me off the officer, but I find I don't want to let go. The first time this happened, I was scared. This time I know what's going on, and a pleasant buzzing courses through my body. I want to keep going. But before I realize it, the double vision crumbles, and the cop falls to the ground. He's definitely dead. Mark practically drags me through the neighborhood. We don't stop until we're at the field near the edge of town. We collapse into the tall buildings and listen. Sirens are going off the way we came, and I have to urge to laugh. That was amazing, I tell Mark, and he says he wouldn't know. He hasn't touched anyone since he's been here. I move my hand away from him and think. I attempt to process all this new information, and I raise my arm up and stare at their normal skin, and then look at him. I can't live like this. If there's only one way to make this go back, is to take 100 lives, I should get started. Mark seems to understand that I've made a decision. I touch his arm, and I say goodbye. He nods and stares at the sky while I walk away. I'll find a city like Andy did. Consider yourself warned.